Islamophobia, the industry. In April 24, 2018, there was a meeting held at the Columbia Basin College in Pasco, Washington, entitled Faith Over Fear, Standing with Our Muslim Neighbors, the Roadshow. Keynote speakers were Muslim Aneelah Afzali and Lutheran pastor Terry Kyllo. They were addressing what they called the Islamophobia Industry. While Muslims are in the news murdering Catholic priests in Africa, and a local Muslim man recently stabbed his wife a couple dozen times, and Muslims have been running down people with vehicles in Europe and other places, these two speakers make Muslims out to be the victims in America because the media points to the facts. Thus, the media uses the T word to describe Muslim terror. A large poster was displayed at the entrance of the meeting hall with faces of various people from around the country that focus on Muslim problems, with supposed dollar amounts that support their reporting efforts. No mention is made of the amount of money CARE and other Muslim groups spend on promoting Muslim propaganda. At one point, Pastor Kyllo made the wild claim that ISIS is not Islam. I'm wondering if they might rather be Unitarians, if they're not Muslims, yet they all cry Allahu Akbar in honor of Muhammad's God when they vocalize glorious deeds done by Allah. Well, they're surely not Baptists. Not one verse of the Quran was cited regarding Muhammad's instructions on the spoils of war, or how he instructed his followers to crucify unbelievers and have their arms and legs cut off on opposite sides. A long-haired black man wearing a fez cap and a Star of David hanging on a chain around his neck stood before the speakers as some form of security during their talk, making for a rather comical display. Kyllo and Aneelah made a feeble attempt to link racial discrimination to Islamophobia. If Islam is a race, then there must be a Catholic race and a Lutheran race, and don't forget the race of Scientology. Aneelah had to make the usual claims of loving Jesus and mentioned the number of references of Jesus in the Quran. Not likely she's ever been baptized in the name of Jesus, however. They don't love him quite that much. In fact, the Muslim Jesus is a fictional character dreamed up by the mind of the fantastic prophet Muhammad, who lived over 500 years after Jesus and knew nothing about him other than misinformation he picked up along the way. She reminded us that Thomas Jefferson owned a Quran. She did not mention, however, that he studied it to learn what he was dealing with regarding the Muslim pirates that were attacking our ships in the Mediterranean. Well, he went on to build a navy to make war against them. One might question why this so-called pastor is doing exactly opposite of what the Bible teaches regarding those who promote a fake gospel. Jesus said to beware of those who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves, in Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. And Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthians not to be unequally yoked with unbelievers in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, 14 through 15. And he likened it to being in cahoots with Belial, or the devil. And then John the Apostle wrote that if someone comes bringing some false gospel, you're not to invite him into your home or give him a greeting, thus becoming a partaker of his evil deeds. It is one thing to be friendly to people, but it's quite another thing to share a platform with them, especially when they turn out to be in cahoots with the evil one. Well, I say buyer beware. This thing was sponsored by MAPS, the Muslim Association of Puget Sound, the American Muslim Empowerment Network, and CARE, which is the Council on American Islamic Relations, or another American branch of the Muslim Brotherhood, and the Episcopal Diocese of Spokane, and the Eastern Washington, Idaho Synod of the ELCA, that's the Lutherans, and the Faith Action Network, and Neighbors in Faith, and the Shoulder to Shoulder campaign.